Tonight, an alarming warning from a cybersecurity firm that's been tracking Russian government-aligned hackers for years. Their next target is the United States Senate. The hacking group, often nicknamed Fancy Bear, has honed in on the Senate's internal email system, according to a new report from Trend Micro Incorporated. Fancy Bear is the same Russian-linked entity that hacked the Democratic National Committee computer network during the election. Security researchers discovered suspicious websites designed to resemble those used by the Senate, and when they cross-referenced those sites with the digital fingerprints associated with Fancy Bear, they matched. Trend Micro used the same technique when it discovered decoy websites apparently set up to harvest emails from now French President Emmanuel Macron's campaign in April.
Because we've been tracking them for so long, it gives us a very high level of confidence because they've left a little bit of evidence after every attack.
Trend Micro says the hackers are attempting to get into the Senate system by sending highly sophisticated phishing emails.
They can pick a current issue, something like immigration or a statement by the president, and use that as a hook to try to trick employees onto clicking onto this link that takes them to this fake login server.
CNN has learned Senate staff have been briefed by the U.S. Senate Security on this looming threat. Senate Democrats on the Foreign Relations Committee released a report this week claiming Russian-linked hackers have set their targets on the 2018 midterms and 2020 presidential elections. If the United States fails to work with urgency to address this complex and growing threat, the regime in Moscow will become further emboldened. It will continue to develop and refine its arsenal to use on democracies around the world, including against U.S. elections in 2018 and 2020.
The president is not doing what he needs. He still hasn't even acknowledged Russia's engagement in our own elections. He has failed to convene an interagency group to counter this attack. He has not announced a U.S. policy against Russia-malign influences.
Senator Cardin acknowledged that federal agencies have stepped forward to fight the threat, but said it starts with the president.
Our first recommendation is for President Trump to exercise executive leadership, presidential leadership, announce a policy, and how that policy is going to be implemented.
President Trump has refused to unequivocally acknowledge that Russia interfered in the 2016 election, despite that exact conclusion from the U.S. intelligence community 1 year ago.